Have you tried connecting to Amazon RDS instance, but for one reason or another, you were actually unable from your local computer, obviously? Yeah, this is not actually a bug, or maybe you did not do something wrong. That's a normal behavior of an RDS. It's just implementing some layers of security on your database to protect your data. So next time when it happens, don't complain. But anyways, I have a backup for you, and as usual, I come up with a solution. We'll be connecting to our RDS using SSH tunneling. So as a whole, with the SSH tunneling thing, we'll be having our local computer and we'll have an EC2 instance. We'll pass through our local computer to the EC2 instance, and the EC2 instance will access the database. That's easy, right? Let's get our hands dirty. But before that, let's just have a quick literature about it. You can skip through if you're not interested, but it's always good to listen. We are talking about connecting to RDS via SSH tunneling. What's SSH tunneling as a whole? It's a method of transporting arbitrary network data over encrypted SSH connection. As I previously mentioned, to be very basic, is basically us passing through our EC2 instance. Yeah, like from our local computer, we'll pass through our EC2 instance and we'll connect to a Postgres database found on AWS. This is the whole diagram of how SSH tunneling actually works. So we are having our local PC, which will pass through all this process. Most of the time, what we are actually trying to do is that we want to pass through our computer directly to the to the RDS instance. And it won't work that way actually, because the RDS is actually surrounded. It's inside private subnet and all that. It's also bound by a VPC, and the VPC has a set of security rules which we can't break that easily. Let me wipe this. So with SSH tunneling, we'll basically create an SSH connection which will pass through our Amazon EC2 instance and connect to our Postgres database to have a view of our database or do whatever we want to do, perform whatever action we want to perform there. This is a diagram of the architecture. This is how the architecture actually works. We have our availability zone, the private and the public subnet. So the EC2 instance I find in the public subnet is what we use. As you can see, the VPC here is inside AWS, and the VPC has the private and the public subnet, which we'll obviously be using for this tutorial. Hope everything is good. We go. Here are the 6 steps that you can actually go through. The 5 steps, sorry, that you can go through to be able to perform that connection. We have the create EC2 instance, set up security group, launch the Postgres, create SSH tunneling, connect to the Postgres. We'll connect to the Postgres using pgadmin as well as our terminal. Demo. I love hands-on, so let's go. Here we're having our AWS interface for the VPCs. Here we are having our 2 VPCs. For this one, I'll be using my default VPC and a couple of security group. Let me just create my own security group for this tutorial. And side note, all the resources that will actually be used here will be deleted at the end. So don't try accessing them. It won't actually work. To connect to SSH, yeah, 22. Okay, the inbound rule. By default, all the outbound rule they are allow. We mostly control the traffic that is going out of our resources. So we need the SSH, and we also need the PostgreSQL. That's 543 and 22. So we have our CI/CD blog. All traffic, that one is fine. Create security group. Our security group is ready. We can now proceed to create our RDS. I quickly search here for RDS, and the RDS pops up very easily. Okay, here I can proceed to create database. For this one, I will choose Postgres instance. I think we need to pay attention to this text that goes here by the side. It's always good to rely on that when you want to choose uh, your database instance. We're using Postgres 16. We use our free tier. Let's not spend money for this tutorial. It's for educational purpose. It's not. We are not in prod. Let me call it SSH Django. Uh, I don't know, YouTube. A couple of random numbers. Okay. The database master name. I'm putting Postgres. The password. The password. Let me just write something here like password 1 2 3. Just something, just something. Or let me just auto generate the password. I think that's much more better. Yeah, I will not see that. Okay, possible classes, storage, with default VPC. Okay, yeah, I'm using the default VPC. Connect to an EC2 compute resources. Um, public access. Even if I turn on this, no, this yes, for this one, it won't actually go because I don't have any public subnet. So everything is enclosed within my VPC on AWS. Existing VPC, security. Did I miss security group? Subnets. Subnets, it doesn't account that much for me. Okay, password authentication. This one I need monitoring. I need something quick on. Yeah, nothing too much. Okay, let's check. Existing security group. I select my YouTube SSH Postgres security group. Yeah. I proceed to create. And my database is cooking on the back. I'll pause the video and I'll be right back when it will be done. Our database now is ready. As you can see here, the instance available. Yeah, that's the instance that we are working right now with. So let's enter on the instance. We can also view our connection details here. Let me use a notepad window to save my credentials. Uh, okay, my notepad window will basically help me to store my credentials. I have my endpoint. I do have my endpoint. I have my username here and my master password. Remember, none of these will work by the end of this tutorial, so don't try accessing it. All right, so let me quickly use my PG admin to access all these. Okay, so let's quickly connect to our database. These are the credentials to my database. Just here, let me connect the host. Let me collect the host name. Okay, no, it will not be here. I will have to add a new server. Register a new server. Let's call it remote AWS Postgres. Server connect now. Okay, connection details. The host name this, main database Postgres, username, Postgres, password. This is the password. I paste the password. And that's all. Let me try connecting. So here I'm trying to do a simple connection. I'm trying to connect directly from my computer to the Postgres database. And obviously it's not working. Having said, let's create now an SSH tunnel and connect to it. For that reason, we'll first have to go and create an EC2 instance. On Postgres, on AWS, sorry, I'm going to EC2. I go on EC2 and I'll create spin an instance within the same VPC. Okay, I can launch my instance. Okay, yeah, I can input my name, Postgres, YouTube instance. Yeah, and I'll select Ubuntu as I previously mentioned, obviously. Ubuntu, I will go in for the free tier eligible. This one here, you can see free tier eligible. And here is a side note. Free tier in your first year includes 750 hours of T2, blah blah blah. We just know it's a free tier for now. A keeper, keeper. I will create a new keeper. Let me call it AWS YouTube tutorial. I can proceed now and create a new pair, and I can download that now. Just save it on my desktop. .pem file. Select existing. Okay, this one is taking the default VPC. Yes. Um, Select a security group. YouTube Postgres. All the other configurations are not necessary for this tutorial for now. I can proceed now to launch my instance. So we have our EC2 instance running. Um, yeah, I think this is it. The public IP address or private IP address. Okay. So when you open the PG admin, for instance, there's a section called SSH tunneling. So even the PG admin people, they already thought of that. So yeah, I will identify my tunnel. If I'm clicking on use SSH tunneling, um, I'll go on a tunnel host. We know our tunnel, right? These are the info of our tunnel, and we'll drop this one here. Oh, sorry. Our tunnel is our tunnel is this um the host, the port 22, the username by default. Ubuntu instances are called after the name Ubuntu. We use an identity file. Identity file stored on our desktop. Okay. We don't have the password. We go to connection on host name and address. Okay. Parameters. And here we are. We are connecting to our database online. And here is our database. We are actually connected to the database, and we can proceed and create a new database. We can call it Tuto. We can play around with the database. Yeah, yeah. I can create tables. I can create whatever I actually want. Like I can just do whatever I want. So you can see I've connected to my AWS. We can also connect using our terminal to our Postgres database online for those who actually love using terminal. It might also be because you're using Ubuntu, you don't want to install pgadmin or so. Whatever be the reason, I just got you for this particular one. So I will quickly go on my Windows, and I will type here PowerShell. You can use Bash as well or whatever terminal you want, even the Git Bash. And here on my this is my PowerShell. Let me just yep. So I first have to create my tunnel, and this is how we actually create a tunnel. I think using this method even is more explicit, given that you're actually clearly seeing what is happening, or you're clearly seeing the step. Uh, Desktop. on my desktop. Okay. So here is the identity file. And here we are putting 5433 here because I'm having already a Postgres database running locally. So if I'm putting 5332, it will actually conflict. Yes. So we'll make our Postgres database actually run on our local computer, but on the port 5433. I think that should be the public IP address. Good. Good. I'm inside my EC2 instance now. So far as this terminal remain open, we will always have access to our RDS in a very secure way. And the way we will be connecting to the RDS will be so different right now. Let me still use another Postgres, another PowerShell instance. Do that. And this is what I'll be using now. Instead of using my database name, I'll be using instead localhost and port 5433. And this will be the password I will use. Let me just copy it and have it on my cursor, on my clipboard. Prompted to use the password. This is my password. Okay, no password supply. Looks like it actually failed. Uh, let me, okay. Oh, am I going to type all that? I'm really not going to type all that. Definitely not. Um, what are they saying? Password authentication failed. Looks like maybe I might have pasted it twice. Okay, now it's working. I just needed to paste it the right way. So I can have, I'm now inside my Postgres. I can list my database table. Remember this table that we created, the tutor table that we created on pgadmin. And you're welcome. See you guys for another tutorial. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. A lot is coming up. Bye bye.